Hey crafters, thanks for joining me. In this video, I'll be making a card with a magical moonlight scene. Hope you enjoy! So I started this card with a piece of paper a little bit larger than normal. This is 6 by 8 inches. And I used one of the Blue Elements inks and lightly blended over where I'd want my moon to go. This is the Circle Acetate Mask from Lavinia Stamps, the larger of the two. And I'm just going to hold it in place, and then starting with ink on the mask, I'm going to pull the ink outwards so that I have a darker version of that same blue around this mask. Now, to add a little bit of interest into the sky, I'm going to add Lime Punch, which is one of my favorite Elements colors, and I'm going to blend that on the left and the right of that moon, and then a tiny bit underneath the moon as well. And I just make sure that I'm holding that moon mask in place. And then I'm going to go back to that blue color again and blend over this area. And you get this lovely blue-green when these two inks are combined. Next, I'm going to go for a slightly darker color. This is the Violet Chalk, and I'm going to blend this underneath the moon area on both sides. And I'm kind of making a semicircle shape so that there's lots of blue underneath that moon. And then I'll go back to that blue and blend this together. And the great thing about these Elements inks is that you can blend any of the colors quite easily. And then lastly, I'm going to use Mulberry right at the bottom, which might seem like it's quite dark, but when you go back and blend it with that purple, it really lightens it up a lot. And I love how the colors graduate from light at the top to darker at the bottom of this card. Now, while I've still got the Violet Chalk out, I'm going to use the side of my blending brush and just add a little bit of detailing over the moon where some clouds might be. So I'm just holding my blending brush on a slight angle so that I don't get too much ink, but just a little bit. And I'm going to go for 3 different areas with a little bit of that purple ink. And then I'm going to go back to that same blue and blend over those purple areas. And again, I'm using the side of my brush so that just a little bit of that blue is applied. And then I'll just add a little bit more blue where I think it needs it on the moon. So I just added a little bit to the top and the bottom of the moon just to blend it together. Now, to help blend these clouds into the background, I'm going to use a little bit of paper towel and put some water on it, and then just swipe from left to right, and this will help to blend those colors in. I think it also helps to add a little bit of movement onto the background, so it looks almost like the clouds are moving a little bit. So this works well with the Elements inks because they react to water. But I will need to make sure that this is completely dry before I add some stamping. First, I'm going to use my Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen, which is also water-based, and add a little bit of glitter on the top. And then I'm going to use the same pen to add glitter all over that moon area. And just to make this a bit more discreet, I'm going to use that same paper towel and I'm going to wipe off that glitter with a bit more water. And this helps to blend the glitter into the background. And it gives it a nice shine over the whole top of the card. And then, like I said, I'll make sure this is completely dry with my heat tool. So once that's dry, I'm going to stamp the Fairy Toadstool. And I'm going to use the Monarch ink for this. I'm going to stamp one on the left just so that it overlaps that moon. And then I will stamp another two as well. So I'm going to stamp one on the right, also overlapping that moon. And then one in the middle. And as you can see, I put them at different heights just to make it a little bit more interesting. And you could also use another color of VersaFine Clair ink, but I quite like purples and pinks, so that's why I stuck with this. Next, I added 3 fairy path stamps, and I have these leading up to each of the fairy toadstools. This stamp is great because you don't have to use the whole path. You could just use a tiny bit of it like I'm using here. And I love how you can have it overlapping as well. But on this card, I didn't worry too much about that. The very bottom of the scene is going to be cut off anyway. So then, just to lighten up the areas of the toadstool and the fairy path, I'm going to use some clean water and just wipe my brush over those stamped areas. And because that ink will react to the water, it will lighten up these areas. And then you can also use a paper towel to help lift off that excess ink. And you can continue doing this as many times as you like until you're happy with the results. And just be careful not to add too much water, because unless you're using watercolor paper, you can damage your background. So I'm going to add a little bit of a ground on the bottom of this card, and I'm going to use the mermaid ink for this. And I just put it on my craft mat and sprayed a little bit of water on it, and then I'm just painting with a paintbrush in between those fairy path stones. Now you could always use another color if you prefer, but I quite like the look of the mermaid colored ink at the bottom of this scene. This would also work well for adding water onto your card as well. Now these stones from the fairy path stamp, they have little blades of grass in between some of them, as do these fairy toadstools. So after I've finished doing the bottom of this card, I will need to go over those blades of grass or they will get lost. So once this is all done, I'm going to make sure it's completely dry and just use my heat tool to dry it. And then I can do some more stamping. So I'm going to use the small pixie houses and some nocturne ink. And there's 3 different little pixie houses. So I'm just going to add them randomly along the bottom, kind of following those fairy path stones for a placement for these little tiny houses. And I like the idea of these little houses hiding underneath these toadstools. So I added about 12 of these little houses underneath these toadstools. And I put them all at different heights so that it looks like there's a bit of a village of small pixie houses going on. Now to add some detail to these houses, I'm going to use the fluorescent yellow Posca pen and just put a dot inside of each one so it looks like their lights are on. You could always use the regular yellow if you don't have the fluorescent, but the fluorescent really does look a lot brighter and stands out on this dark background. And then to add some detail to the grass, I'm going to use the green and draw in those blades of grass that I stamped in that monarch ink, and also the ones that got lost in between those fairy path stones. Next, I'm going to use a fluorescent pink Posca and just add little dots around that fairy path, kind of like tiny little pixie lights that they have lining the pathways. And this really helps to define those stones and brings the little scene to life. And then using a white gel pen, I just added a little bit of detail to each of these pixie houses. Because the bottom of the card is so dark, I think this helps to bring attention to each of those little houses. And then using a black gel pen, I just added a little cross in each of the windows of those pixie houses. And the last bit of detail in this little pixie village is some purple Posca pen, and I just dotted this underneath those fairy toadstools. So then to add some detail to the toadstools, I used a white Posca pen in the spots, and then I used the purple Posca pen around the outside of those white spots. And it's a bit difficult to add too much detail with the Posca pens, so I will add more detail once I'm finished this area here. So I'm going to use the same fluorescent pink and the purple to add a little bit of detail on the front of that toadstool, and then a tiny bit of the white as well. And then once the Posca pen is dry, I can go in and add more detail. So I'm going to use some gel pens for this. These are the Moonlight ones. So I'm going to use the purple and the pink, which are almost the exact colors of those Posca pens. And this allows me to do the detailed areas by adding some pink around the white dots and then colors on the underside of the toadstools. And I'm also going to use a white gel pen just to add a little bit of a white line along the top of that toadstool to help it stand out a bit against that moon. And then using that same white gel pen, I'm just going to draw horizontal stripes and then wipe it with my finger. And this really helps to define the ground area. And I'm also going to use it underneath some of the the pixie houses. And then at the top of the card as well. And I'm just going to use it to accent the moon at the top there. And the idea is you do this while the ink is still wet, and you can smudge it a little bit with your finger. Now you could leave your background like this, but I'm going to actually tear around all four edges to make this stand out a bit more on my card base. So I had planned to make this a 5 by 7 inch card, but in the end it's a little bit bigger, and it measures 5.5 by 7.5 inches. So I did have to make a custom card blank for this, but I think it works really well. And I was happy with the finished product. And I think having a little bit of white space around this finished card front helps to draw attention to the edges. So to make the edges stand out even more, I'm going to add some Gilding Flakes to them. So I did this by adding some Deco Foil Transfer Gel Duo around the edges. And I painted it on with a paintbrush. And this goes on white. And then once it's dry, it turns clear. And it makes any surface adhesive. So it's really good for adding foils and gilding flakes onto uneven edges like this. And I want to make sure that I've got this gel over all of the white areas, and then I'll let this dry. And now that it's dry, you can see it's gone clear and it's sticky to the touch. And I'm going to use some gold gilding flakes and just lightly smush these over the four edges. And to help contain the mess, I'm just going to use a bit of paper underneath this. And then I'll use a paintbrush and just wipe off the excess flakes. And any of those flakes that aren't adhered down will fall off. So you don't need to worry about the gilding flakes coming off when the recipient opens the card. As long as you're using a strong adhesive like this gel, they'll stay glued down. And now you can see that beautiful gold edging around the outside of this scene. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment Once Upon a Dream by Lavinia Stamps, and I'm going to put this along the top there. And then I'm going to use double-sided tape on the back of this so that I can adhere it to my card blank. So this is my 5.5 by 7.5 card blank. And you can see I think it looks a little bit better when there's white around the outside, just to bring attention to that gorgeous edging. And then on the inside of the card, I'm going to use one of the heartfelt verses. This one says birthday wishes. And I'm going to also stamp those small pixie houses. And I just decided in the end to stamp the 3 pixie houses one beside another. Now the inside of the card doesn't have any sparkle on it or shine like the outside. So I thought it would be nice to have a little bit of that gold gilding flakes on the inside. So I used some double-sided tape and just cut it in half lengthwise so that it's quite narrow. It's about 1.5 millimeters wide. And then added a strip of this double-sided tape underneath that birthday wishes sentiment. And then I removed the backing paper from this double-sided tape. And then I used some of those same gold gilding flakes and I pressed them into that adhesive area. And then I just used my paintbrush to wipe off the excess gilding flakes. And you get a little bit of a nice sparkle and shine on the inside of the card, which is a nice surprise for the recipient. And here is that finished card with the inside and the outside. Just gorgeous. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video inspiring. If you haven't already, please subscribe so that you're notified whenever I post a new video. Have a crafty day!